Hello my beautiful noodles, it's me Nikki, aka Nikki Noodle, and we are back for another video. If you missed it, I did skip this week's 100 baby challenge just because some things came up, and to make up for it just a little bit for you all, I let you decide what kind of video we're going to be doing today, and the winning vote was a Sims cast video. So today I'm going to be making the Eeveelutions as Sims. I absolutely love the Eeveelutions, absolutely obsessed with them, and of course we all know that I love to make some of my favorite things as Sims. That's just what I love to do, so we're going to be doing that today. I hope you all enjoy, and let's jump into the video. So starting off here, we will be doing Eevee first, of course, the OG. And with these Sims, I wanted to really capture not only how they look literally, but also just their style and what I imagine a person in each style of Eeveelution would be like personality wise, if that makes any sense at all. So with Eevee here, we are doing the big doe eyes, very soft features, kind of like an innocence about her. Pretty much all of the Pokemon have those big round soft features just because of the nature of the game, and like it's very cartoony and cutesy, but I feel like Eevee especially gives off very soft vibes. So we are especially making her very nice and round and cutesy. And we're also of course going to stick with a very muted, natural kind of color scheme with lots of browns and tans and stuff like that, because our girl Eevee, she is just brown and tan. And then of course all the other Eeveelutions have like their own kind of color scheme that goes with them as well. In terms of her style here, I do end up going with a more kind of preppy look. At first I was thinking like very cozy, like a big sweater maybe, but it just wasn't fitting the vibe. This shirt that I found was actually like perfect, and so I really ran with that. So she is like a little more preppy styled. I think that still fits Eevee for some reason, it just feels right. If there is actual history or lore in the Pokemon universe that would suggest something different in terms of any of these Sims style, please forgive me, because I am a newer fan of Pokemon and I am definitely not well versed on everything, but I've just immediately fallen in love with Eevee and all of the Eeveelutions. I love sets of things, and like I'm a collector at heart. So that's just like right up my alley. But this is Eevee pretty much done. We are just adding a few final accessories here, but I think she turned out super cute. I love the high socks and the little Mary Janes. She's absolutely adorable. And next we are going to be working on Umbreon. So Umbreon is obviously going to be a lot more darker in terms of the color scheme. Umbreon is all black with some yellow accents, and then also the red eyes, which I carried over into the Sims as well. And then I also gave Umbreon a lot more of the sharper features. You can see she has the more pointed eyes, the sharp eyebrows. She is not as soft and round as Eevee was, because Umbreon just seems so fierce and like very intimidating and almost scary, but also like so incredibly cool. Like I think if Umbreon was a person in real life, she'd be one of those people who are just like so incredibly cool that you're scared to talk to them because they are just the coolest person out there. So that concept is also what I kept in mind for the like clothing that you'll see in a minute. Just very like trendy and cool, but keeping in mind the like black and yellow color scheme. So as I said, I am a relatively newer Pokemon fan. Really very new, honestly. I didn't get into it until Sword and Shield, and even then it took me like well over a year and a half to even get that game, because I was so scared that I wasn't going to be able to pick up on it, and I was like, is it even worth it? Because I've wanted to get into Pokemon for a really long time. Like that's just exactly my kind of game in terms of like collecting things and plus they're all so cute and adorable. But it was really intimidating to get into because people are like devoted Pokemon fans, and there's so much knowledge and lore out there already because of how long the game has been around and like the universe, and I was just scared to do it. But I finally bought Sword and Shield like a year after it had come out, and I was instantly obsessed. I loved it. I could not stop playing it. I played through it so fast, and it is just so much fun. And of course, I immediately fell in love with the Eeveelutions because they are absolutely adorable. They're a set. I've talked about this. We don't need to go into it again. But really quickly here, we are just going to get Umbreon dressed. We are almost done with her, so I do just want to redirect the attention back to our lovely lady. She looks so fierce, so cool, and I love her outfit, and I think the yellow looks amazing on her. And we're gonna move right along to our next Eeveelution, and I kind of want to just let you guess who it's gonna be based on how I start this sim out. I don't think it's gonna take very long to tell, but I'm not gonna tell you yet. But anyway, back to my story of how I got into Pokemon. Because I did not ever have a Game Boy or a DS or any handheld console of any type growing up. I think I've talked about that before on here, but basically all we had was our computer and mostly educational computer games, which were absolutely amazing and so fun. It's not like I had a bad time because I loved them, and that's what got me into gaming in the first place. But we just didn't really ever have handheld consoles. We eventually got a PS2, and then we did get the Wii when it came out. So that was like our first like new console. It was such an exciting time. Also, I feel like the hair right now is going to be the giveaway for which Eeveelution we're working on. So if you can't tell by the green hair, this is going to be Leafeon. And for Leafeon, I really wanted some very short, choppy hair. Not to be too on the nose, but kind of like a pixie, like pixie cut. But Leafeon really gives off like actual pixie energy, like a garden fairy. But I also wanted to use a hairstyle that had the custom content color swatches. I have a bunch downloaded from Noodle CC. They're like the not so berry colors, and they are just so amazing because I cannot stand the in-game green swatch of hair. I really wanted this more muted seafoamy green hair, so I went with this cut with the short little bangs. I think it fits her really well, and we are going to lean into the like garden fairy vibes with her outfit as well. But anyway, back to my childhood. So we never had handheld consoles, so I could never play any of the like OG Pokemon games. And honestly, like now being grown up, I kind of sometimes feel like I missed out on a lot of good childhood experiences just because I know so many people loved like the OG Pokemon games, also the OG like Animal Crossing games. My friend on the bus actually would let me play Animal Crossing on her island while we were on the bus, and I will love her forever for that because it gave me such a love for Animal Crossing. Thank you, Taylor. I'm sure you're not ever going to watch this. But I do completely understand where my mom was coming from. Like, she recently said the whole reason we didn't have our own handheld consoles and stuff like that was because she wanted to be able to really monitor what we were doing online, especially. And so I get it. I respect it. I completely understand it. I don't think it was the wrong choice, but I do sometimes wish I could have played some of these games as a child instead of waiting until my adult life to really indulge in them. But anyway, you just saw Leafeon's finished product. She is that very like garden-y cottagecore style with the big sweater, florals, green tones, all that good stuff. Love her. And now we are working on Espeon. Espeon is the psychic evolution, and Espeon is also all purple, but for this sim I decided that the purple hair color was just simply not doing it for me, so we go with more of like a very toned down neutral, the platinum blonde hair, and then lots of purple accents. So she does have the purple eyes, and then her outfit and everything as well are going to be all purple, because again, the purple in the Sims, the color swatch is just horrible. I cannot do it. And I also didn't have the custom content colors on this hairstyle, and I wanted this particular hairstyle so badly. So we went with just the platinum blonde, and I think it fits the vibe still. In terms of her style, I think it's very similar to Umbreon style, just very cool and like trendy. I tend to make a lot of my Sims very trendy because a lot of the custom content pieces that I have are very like on trend right now, and I love all of my custom content so much more than a lot of the Sims clothing. So she is pretty trendy, very purple, but I think she also gives off the very cool girl vibes, almost intimidating, but I don't think quite as intimidating as Umbreon was. I also went with some bigger accent jewelry pieces like that armband, and then I think I also go with a very cool jeweled choker necklace, I think from the Vampires pack, to kind of represent that like jewel thing that Espeon has in the middle of their head, if that makes any sense. If you don't know Pokemon, I am so sorry, but also like they're just pretty Sims, it's all good. Next, we are going to be working on Flareon, who you can probably tell by the name is the fire type evolution. I guess I didn't really say any of the other type of evolutions other than Espeon previously, so if you are interested and you don't know Pokemon, Leafeon, I'm sure you can guess, is a grass type Pokemon, and then Umbreon is a dark type Pokemon. I honestly don't know what my favorite evolution is. I mean, it's probably Sylveon, but I just feel so basic saying that because it's like just objectively the cutest one. Like, even if you don't like Sylveon, you cannot say that that's not a cute Pokemon. Like, she is like designed to be cutesy. But I also absolutely love Umbreon. I think Umbreon is so cool, and I'm going to maybe make some Pokemon players mad right now, but I'm just gonna say, do not ask me about any of like their actual abilities or anything. I do not base my favorite Pokemon off of abilities or how they are in battle or anything of the sort. It is all about how cute they are. I'm sorry, but that's what I care about. I do the battles, and I try to do good in them, and I did really well in Sword and Shield, but I don't care about that. In terms of what my favorite Pokemon is, I'm sorry, I just don't. So here is Flareon. We are just finishing up the outfit and then going to be adding in some finishing details, and I think this might be my favorite sim in this video because she looks so cool. It is a little bit literal with all the flames, I get that, but how could we not use that skirt? It's just too perfect. And the hair as well, it's just so beautiful and so perfect. I actually adore this hairstyle, and I think the color swatches are so good. Like, specifically the ombre dyed one, they look so amazing. I really, really love it. But now just adding Flareon's makeup, we're gonna make her look nice and fiery. I love the red eyeliner. I mean, she's pretty much done. I think this is my favorite one of this video, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what the remaining ones look like, so I'm not gonna say it's my favorite for sure until the end. Next up, we are going to be doing the objectively cutest evolution, Miss Sylveon. If you don't know Pokemon, Sylveon is mostly white with lots of pink and blue accents. She's very, very cute. She is the fairy type evolution. So we are going to lean very heavy into the pink and blue color scheme, which also, I mean, how can that not be the cutest evolution out there then, when pink and blue are just so cute together? Like, think about like cotton candy, and they go together so well. I love pink and blue. I'm sorry, I'm rambling a lot, but that's just like the best color combination out there. And at first I thought I was just gonna have to do like blonde hair and then add in accents around, but then I remembered the most perfect custom content hair that I have for this. It's these space buns that are so cute, and then you can do split dye. So of course we got to have the pink and blue split dye hair, and how cute is that? Come on, that is just so pretty together. And Sylveon, to me, personality-wise, just seems like the bubbly, sweet, friendly, like hopeless romantic type of person. Maybe that's being stereotypical to like the pink and blue schemes, like just very pretty pastel colors equals bubbly and lovey. I don't know, but I think she turns out so cute. I love her makeup look. It just seems dreamy. She is also a fairy type Pokemon, so like that dreamy, whimsical aspect of it is in this a little bit. And so I did decide to go with this pink dress from Realm of Magic. I think it looks so cute. It's like very fairy tale-esque, and I think it just fits her so well. And then the pink Mary Janes and little socks. Oh, she looks so cute. Sylveon might be my favorite evolution, but I still don't think I like this sim more than Flareon. I think Flareon is still my number one so far. You all will have to let me know if you are still watching at this point and haven't muted me because I've just been rambling so much. Let me know what your favorite evolution is, or your favorite Pokemon. And also which of these sims is your favorite, because I'm really interested to know, especially like if your favorite sim differs from your favorite Pokemon. I will be really intrigued. So now we are moving right along and working on Glaceon, who is the ice type evolution, and I was getting so frustrated because this vampire's hair would be like perfect for Glaceon, because if you don't know, Glaceon has like these pieces in the front, but I hated that vampire headdress, so I literally went and found custom content of this hairstyle without the headdress on it for this specific sim, and it is so perfect. That is like exactly what Glaceon's little pieces look like. And please ignore the fact that it says Vaporeon up there. I had to save the sim to exit the game and go find that custom content piece, and I frequently get Vaporeon and Glaceon's names mixed up. Ignore it. This is not Vaporeon. This is Glaceon. I'm sorry. It's not Vaporeon. I do fix it at the end, I promise. But Glaceon was actually really fun. I was very intimidated by Glaceon as well as Vaporeon. That's why I'm like saving them for last, because I just didn't know how I was gonna do it. But I think Glaceon turns out super well because of the hair, and I also love the like icy makeup look that we did with like the white eyeliner. It just looks so good. And then I really wasn't sure what kind of outfit or style I was going with, but this jumpsuit looks so fantastic on her. It's like a nice icy color and kind of has those sharp angles, kind of like icicles. I think it works. And we're basically done with her at this point, just adding some finishing touches like jewelry and all that good stuff. But I really do think she turns out so well. I've used that armband on so many of them, but it's one of my favorite pieces in The Sims. I wish we had more jewelry like that was up on the upper arm, like cuffs and stuff, because I think they look so cool. Alright, now we are moving on to Vaporeon for real this time, and Vaporeon is the water type evolution, and Vaporeon has a like sea blue color scheme going on, and then also has like fins coming out of its head. It's like the same color scheme as Glaceon, although Glaceon is a little more like white and light blues, but they're both blue, and I think that's why I get their names mixed up so often. But we are going to work with that blue color scheme as well as the water theme and try to make Vaporeon look like a cool sim. I still think Flareon is my number one so far. I'm just gonna put it out there. I really struggled with picking which hair to use for Vaporeon because Vaporeon has like a spin on top of its head and then these spiky ear things, and then also like a collar around its neck. Like, I don't know how to emulate that in the Sims hair, but I think these braids do a pretty good job of that with just like all the different things going on. And I also love this hair. I think it's gorgeous. And then also being able to use the two-toned blue swatch just makes it look like water, and I think that helps a lot. And then I did decide to use some of this more out there eye makeup to kind of look like scales, kind of. I don't use this often, but I think this was a fitting moment to do it. I think I pull off the Vaporeon look okay, but I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite look. This was definitely the one that I had the hardest time with, just because Vaporeon is such a unique looking Pokemon that it was really hard to make that translate over into the Sims. Like, obviously none of them are translated perfectly because it is like basically an animal being made into a human, but the other ones had a little bit of an easier time because they were more like basically like foxes, kind of like Eevee is kind of like a fox, and I don't know why that was easier, but it just was. And then Vaporeon is like a fish, like literally a fish, has a tail like a fish. Like, it was just more difficult to do this one than the other ones. And then because there was a lot going on with the hair and the makeup look of this sim, I decided to go with more of a simple style of clothes. I also think that top works really well to kind of give off the vibes of like fins or like flowy water. So that was the thought process behind that, just sticking with the color scheme and not going so crazy, since she does have that more out there makeup and even the hair, and I think it works. I think she looks good. I hope this is a good representation of Vaporeon. Oh, I changed the eye makeup. I didn't know I did that. I kind of missed the scales. But anyway, on to our last evolution. We did have to create a new household because the other one was full, and this is Jolteon, the electric type evolution. And for this one, I'm obviously going to go with lots of yellows. She has the yellow eyes there already, like electricity. And then I knew immediately I wanted to use this hair. It's my favorite custom content hair ever. I think it's so pretty, and it also just has a lot of volume, and it's a little bit like out of place at the top there too, kind of like she's been electrocuted. I'm not gonna go that far because this is still like a pretty manageable like hairstyle. Like, it's not crazy like she's been struck by lightning, but it is like just a tiny bit of that vibe. And I also think it works really well because Jolteon has very like spiky fur and like this mane that's like all spikes of fur because it is an electric type Pokemon, and I think this hair just gives the same vibes. And I did also struggle with the styling of this sim. I thought this dress might work because the stars on it are spiky and kind of look like the electricity spikes. Also tried out this shiny jumpsuit, but it was really hard to just get the vibe of like electric, like lightning, light, just sparky. Like, what is that vibe in terms of clothing on The Sims? I don't know. I still don't really know. So I was just trying out all sorts of things, all sorts of outfits and dresses. I did go back to this dress even, though I thought that was going to be the best option. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad option. Like, it looks pretty good. But I do end up changing it. I also tried out just the plain yellow one with some cool tights, but that wasn't feeling it. And so I did decide to go with more of a, almost like a retro 70s-ish style. Like, the colors here were just feeling very like 70s retro. I don't know how else to describe it. And so I went with this little outfit, which I think is really cute. And I think still fits with Jolteon. But I did also decide to add the arm tattoo. It kind of looks like it has like lightning bolty things on it. And I think that adds to it a lot because she was lacking that like spark. But this is our final sim, so we are going to wrap this video up here. Again, please let me know what your favorite Eeveelution is, or Pokemon, because I'm interested in that as well, and which of these Sims was your favorite. I'm so interested to know. I think Flareon, I'm gonna definitively say, was my favorite of these Sims, but Sylveon or Umbreon is my favorite Eeveelution. I will just quickly do an overview of all of these Sims again, and I will also have these up on the gallery. My gallery ID in The Sims is nikkinoodlegames. That will be in the description box below, as well as all of my other socials if you are interested in them. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, and if you would like to join my community of noodles, we would love to have you. Also consider turning on post notifications with that bell icon, because I am not the best at a schedule, so if you want to make sure not to miss any of my videos, make sure to turn those notifications on. With all that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day or night ahead of you wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!